fuck's sakes. It's already August.
After high demand.
Listening to you and Justin, that's a professional podcast right there.
The man with a voice.
He's got a wicked voice on it too. He does. He's got oh my goodness. I listen to his voice. I'm like, dude, you could go places with that voice. You are freaking phenomenal.
Has his own podcast. And what does he think?
Oh,
BoyStick presents the Honestly Lazy Podcast.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Honestly Lazy Podcast with your host, me, Mr. BoyStick. But you can, I'm not even going there. That would just be cringe, and I'd end up on one of those cringe compilations that are all over YouTube. If you are listening or watching this, there's one or two ways, or maybe three ways, or maybe four ways that you are listening to this. You're either listening on YouTube, you typed in the Honestly Lazy Podcast, and it popped up, and if you're watching this, please like and subscribe. I literally checked my my viewership, whatever the hell that's called, the other day, and 88% of people are watching and not subscribing. So if you're gonna watch, at least subscribe or leave a comment, leave a like, do something like that. And I freaking hate that I actually have to say that. I should have never checked that, because I would have lived on not knowing that people don't that people watch and they don't subscribe. But if you're watching this on YouTube, then that's one way. But there's also another way you could be listening to this. That's on Spotify. You typed in the Honestly Lazy Podcast, and it popped up there, where there's only 3 episodes missing. So I think I'm doing pretty good for being honestly lazy. But you never know. People will probably come at me for that. And if you hear a random noise, my cat is in a box right behind me. I can't get him out of the office. So that's always fun. But we'll push right through it. And I'm also on Anchor.fm. That's how I'm on Spotify. I'd recommend, if you're doing a podcast, try out Anchor.fm for free, because it really makes doing this stuff a lot easier. You can even edit your audio on it. I don't, because I do everything in Premiere Pro. And then I upload it. Oh shit, just hit my microphone. But yes, I'm pretty sure that's everything. Honestly Lazy Podcast. I welcome you all to it. Now, today's episode of the Honestly Lazy Podcast has actually been shot, I guess, a little bit differently than usual. I am trying this out for the first time, pre-recording this on OBS Studios. Maybe asking yourself why. Is it worth it? I'm not even 100%. I've been trying it out. I did the intro to the Woody interview last week using this, but the big reason why I'm trying out OBS Studios to do the video podcast type thing is the fact that, well, I can record longer on it than I can if I just have DSLR recording. Let me kind of explain this. I'm going to give you a little bit of a history lesson that I didn't even know about. Not a history lesson, just a fact about DSLR cameras. So right now I got a Canon 70D. I love the camera. I got it in college. My parents gave it to me. And I've been using it ever since. It's been a long time using this camera. And I've filmed a lot of BoyStick videos with it. Every video on BoyStick was shot with this camera. And I probably will never give this camera up, because it was the first DSLR I've ever owned. But the big thing with DSLR that I didn't know is that with a DSLR camera, you can only record for 30 minutes. I thought there was a way to bypass it, which there is. There's a software you can put into the camera and it will bypass it and you can film for hours. Me, with this type of a camera, I'm not risking it. Rather just leave it as is and kind of figure out new ways of doing it. I mean, you can see in the first few episodes of the Honestly Lazy Podcast, the screen will just randomly go dark. And even in the newer episodes, you'll randomly see a jump cut like you saw at the beginning of this. That's because I forgot my water. And you always need water when you're talking for a long time. And that was because the camera would stop recording. So back in the day, I would push it and not pay attention, where nowadays I'm like, I would cut it. I will cut it and then just keep recording. But now I'm trying OBS, and if you're watching this, at least watch a little bit of this video and give me feedback if you like it this way. If you don't, I'll go back to just shooting on the DSLR and just, doing my 3 claps at the beginning, linking audio, and getting on with my day. It's really not that big of a deal, but I just want to try just straightforward. Don't have to stop. Just, keep everything going. Keep everything flowing, If you watch this on YouTube, by the way, I also got Jaws shirt on, representing that Gord Downey type life my girlfriend got for me for my 26th birthday. That was pretty cool. Even though I'm now realizing I'm getting much older. That hangover almost killed me. But, life just keeps on moving on, and I am now 26. And it really doesn't bug me as much as I thought it would. I mean, I wish I was doing better. No, I don't really care. But, throughout July, I really didn't do too much. I actually focused on the podcast more than anything. I really set out to make sure I had 4 episodes. That's why they were all pre-recorded, just so I could kind of get up to it. And here I am last minute, literally trying to record another episode for the start of August. But I'm glad I did it that way. It kind of gave me time to sit back and kind of chill and figure out what the hell I'm going to talk about next. But the big thing I've been realizing with doing the podcasting or just trying to come up with ideas is just talk. Like, I listen to Bill Burr, I listen to Joe Rogan, of course, I'm going to name big ones. Everyone's like, you don't know shit about podcasts. I am trying to get into them. I've been listening to a lot of Howard Stern, and it's just like conversation, And a good conversation can make an amazing episode. And that's one thing I'm trying to get better at, is just talking. So I talk to myself a lot at work to kind of get better at it. So for people at work who see me talking to myself, it's for the podcast. Don't think I'm fucking crazy. Although I am a little bit crazy. Just a bit. But we're already into August, and I've never felt more inspired or just more like motivated, like to come home and just record talking to a microphone. And on top of the fact, now that I figure out OBS, like I'm looking at right now, I'm looking like ugly, obviously, but with this type of an advancement, that means more stuff to come, because the big thing I really want to try to do is get into streaming live shows. I watch people like Dean Blundell, and he does all of his podcasts live, which I won't do. I would never actually, and I'm sorry for scratching my ear, I would never actually do every episode live, but it is something that I am interested in trying to make Honestly Lazy into a live show. It's always been something. It's since I watched Howard Stern kind of do it, I always wanted to make the Honestly Lazy into that. Just guys getting, well, not disrespecting women like he did, but oh my god. All right, I need a fucking haircut because these headphones are putting the freaking hair right into my ear, and it's just making it itchy. But okay, I say a lot. But yeah, there we go again. It's opening up a lot of stuff, and it's making me just want to keep going making content. Especially with Honestly Lazy, like that. To me, honestly, like BoyStick is like me, just being me. But Honestly Lazy could turn into like a brand, like Nelk Boys with Full Send, or even like Logan Paul with Maverick. Oh god, I can't believe how much that made him money. And just chirping him. We'll get into that later, actually. But yeah, I want Honestly Lazy to be like a brand more than anything. And that's the goal. It's like Quinn Marr. Quinn Marr is going hard right now. If you don't know who Quinn Marr is, you got to check him out. QuinnMarr on YouTube. This guy's going hard into the prank videos right now. But he also has the podcast Guys Being Dudes, and that's a brand. I have a sweater of Guys Being Dudes that you can even see me rocking on my Instagram page. And that's what he's trying to do, is push Guys Being Dudes merch, but also trying to be a prankster, which, I'm not a big fan of the prank videos, by any means, that didn't make any sense. I like with the shotgun mic and stuff I got for the camera. I want to get into vlogging, obviously, but the pranking stuff was so overdone when YouTube was like peaking for like money wise before like everything went downhill. Everyone was faking it. Like Quinn Marr doesn't fake it, so if you want to see him, like a guy actually like trying to prank, check out Quinn Marr. And if he started faking it, like, and Quinn knows if he started faking it, I'd be the first one making a fucking video on BoyStick calling that dude out. Even though he's my friend, motherfucker, you can't make your shit fake. But he pushes that, but he has guys being dudes as the brand, and that's what, honestly, lazy, I want to turn that into. I wouldn't, and the weird thing is with it, I don't want it to be more merch-wise. I want to be like a media company, bring people in, have their own shows, kind of like what Dean Blundell did after he got fired from The Edge. And you don't know who Dean Blundell is, Dean Blundell was on a radio station in Toronto called The Edge, and he was just going over the line, ended up getting fired, and he had like the #1 talk show, and they still fired him, but he was going way overboard, and he ended up doing his own podcasting network, and he's killing it now. And that's why if I was going to go anywhere, I wouldn't go to the merch side. Like, I would have merch, and I am gonna make some, but I focus more on making content more than anything. That's what I love, and I wanted to focus on giving people a chance to get on a platform and get bigger. And I would be okay with even being a stepping stone to the next like big YouTuber. If they came on and they left, it'd be awesome to be a part of a stepping stone. It'd be even better to be at the top. But, if you're just the stepping stone, that first step, that's still pretty cool, man. I don't know. I look at myself as pretty humble when it comes to that side of stuff. If people leave, if I actually did this, if people left, I wouldn't be like, you have to stay. If they were really good, I'd try to get them to stay. But I mean, if they're going to go make more money, just fucking go, and make sure you don't not get paid like Social Gloves did. And I will talk about that later, maybe. But throughout everything, one thing that also did happen in July, besides getting older, is people actually around me and in my life started actually watching the podcast and actually giving feedback. Not really feedback, but people were saying, stuff. Nothing mean yet. I'm still waiting for one guy to just fucking be mean. And I won't even be mad because I need that type of shit. You can't always say, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. You need to tell me the truth. And I've heard just people I barely even know saying like, oh yeah, like I actually like it, and people actually watch it. The people I shared out the first episode back, they messaged me saying like, oh yeah, we're so psyched to see you back and that. So, there are listeners, so I'm having a lot of fun with that. But throughout July, I was working and a guy came up to me and he said, and we were talking, and he actually gave me an idea that I could say might be a new project. Probably in the future. It's something I really want to try to do. It's just a side project. It would be a like once a month podcast. But so what happened was we were all talking about like Joe Rogan or something like that, and I was just like, oh yeah, I have a podcast, and he said, oh yeah, what's it called? And I said, honestly, lazy. And he's like, you should have called it this because of how much I talk about. I don't want to give out the name yet, but he's like, you should call it this. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's a good name. And he was like, yeah. And he's like, like everyone likes hearing those fucked up stories. And with this name, you could, like make this into the partying podcast. And that's one thing everybody always has is, like a little bit of a party podcast, where they get people to tell like their fucked up stories and stuff. And I know people who have great stories, and the hardest thing would be to probably get them on the show. But if they did get on it, I mean, fuck, that would be great. And on top of the fact that that's like with this, even though it's called Honestly Lazy, I don't want to be drinking beer every episode and shit, even though I love drinking beer. But it'd be nice to have that once a month, just like letting loose, having some drinks, and then someone tells their insane party story. And that's kind of like a project that I want to get going. I need a logo. I need a lot of stuff. So if you need a guy, or if you know a guy who does logos, I'm in talks with people. But yeah, that's kind of like the future of expanding Honestly Lazy media, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, that is an idea that I am trying to get together. And there's already people that said, oh yeah, I'll do it. And one guy said, I'll be your co-host. So I would really want to try to do it. But I mean, another thing going into August, me living in Ontario, is that shit opened up more in Ontario. I mean, we were in fucking lockdown. I mean, we were in lockdown for so long, man. That shit fucking sucked. It was like, when did we get into it? We went into lockdown for the third or fourth time in April, right at Easter. Our premier pretty much said, don't make any plans for Easter or I'll shut us down. And before all of us could say, all right, we won't, he's like, nah, you know what, fuck it, we're shutting you down anyways. That's literally what the fuck he did. But I don't want to get into the political side. But we were shut down from August, and the vaccines started rolling out, and because of that, everything's open back out. And because of the vaccine program and how many people are getting it, like, we're already in our stage 3, which is like inside dining, theaters, casinos, pretty much all the necessities if you want to be an elk boy, are all open back up, which is a good thing. I mean, as I love that we're open back up, but holy shit, have I been saving so much money because of this lockdown. Like, I've been killing it saving money, and that's what. And I know people would sit there and just say, oh, well, then just don't go out. You know how fucking hard it is not to go out after being locked down since April? But I've been doing pretty good. I think I've went out once or twice. I went out for a dinner with my girlfriend, and I went out with my parents. Yeah, that's about it. Holy shit, I have not been living. But August is a new month. And the first thing that happened for August is that concerts, like there's concerts now coming, and there was already a whole weekend from a band called Arkells coming in, and for the whole weekend of August 13th through the 15th or something like that, 15th or 16th, it was that weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so 15th, yeah, 13th to 15th. Fuck, I'm bad at math. And that was like the big thing. It was like an outdoor venue. It was at the Bud Stage in Toronto. And I mean, 3 shows. My girlfriend is a huge fan of them. So big of a fan that she got tickets before she even asked me if I wanted to go. So she's already got her tickets, and she's going. And she's going with all of her friends, and she's going to have a great time, and I hope she does. I was going to go, ladies and gentlemen. I was going to go. I had a ticket bought and everything. But the one thing that I've been waiting for since 2019 happened. I stuttered there. Is happening on the same weekend. And my buddies wanted to go to that instead. And I'm not going to lie, I literally got my old college friends give me a ticket for the Arkells concert for the Saturday, just for me to pretty much text them saying I'm not going, and if you can't get anyone to buy the ticket, I will buy it, I promise. And that one thing is Canadian Tire Motorsports Park is opening back up for racing. Now, let me just explain to you. I know it doesn't sound like I'm excited in my voice, but holy crap, am I ever excited for this thing. Let me tell you why, all right? So Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, first of all, okay, I can't get too far into the details of why this is so fun because I'm going to have my buddy Nathan Breeze on this, and he really needs to tell you what it's like because he's been going since 2013. First time I ever went was 2018 with my dad. We went up for the day on the May 2-4 weekend to watch the car race because my brother and all my friends went golfing. So I said, whatever, I'll go watch the races with my dad. I haven't been to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park since it was called Mosport when I was a kid and they had an oval track. So I was like, you know what, maybe I'll go up, and I ended up going. And holy shit, what? I was only there for an afternoon, and people were still partying on the Sunday, even though they had to work Monday. And all I thought was, oh my God. Me and my buddies gotta go to this. Fuck golf. Golf sucks. I don't know why everybody likes golf. Golf is terrible. It's the most boring sport. It lasts all day. You get to drink beer. So yeah. By the way, it's overpriced. You get to stare at it you get to stare at this beer get warm all day. Because that cart girl is going to be another fucking hour before she gets back to you. And it's $10 again. I'm not even getting into that part. And on top of the fact that everyone is so serious. I don't I'm not spending that much money to go and try to hit a ball and someone behind me is like, hey buddy, you're taking too long. Can we play through? No, you know what? Because you said that, you're going to stay back there. I absolutely hate golf. I'm totally going off topic. But golf, first of all, they dress, the way they dress, the fucking one glove. Oh, I hate everything about golf. I just hate it. I went with my work when I was a teenager, and I showed up, and I wasn't wearing a collared shirt, and they said, you need a collared shirt. And I was like, I'm not wearing one. They're like, we got some. I was like, and this place was fucking sketchy. And I was like, I'm not wearing one of yours. You probably don't wash them. And then they said, well, you got to wear it before or you're not golfing. I'm like, then give me my fucking money back. And long story short, I got to golf. The year after, they wouldn't give me a golf cart because I only had my G1, which is your first license. I don't know what they call it in America. And I was like, okay, give me my money back. I'm not walking. And I got a golf cart. But golf is stupid. So anyways, I just want a little rant about golf. All right, it's a thing that triggers me because everybody, hey man, you golf? Hey man, you golf? Hey, we should go golfing. How about we just go out to a bar and drink beer? Too expensive. You know how expensive fucking golf is? A day at a nice golf course is my whole bill at a bar. I'd rather go do that. I'd rather do that and go play pool instead of going out in the hot sun and just watching fancy dressed people hit balls. It's just not for me. So anyways, I went to Mosport and it was just a fucking absolute party. My dad took me through everywhere to just show me around, and he took me to the partying section. He said, this is where you go if you want to party. And we come over this hill up on turn 3, and there's these two trucks in the middle of the road just passing a joint to each other. And I was like, holy shit. It's not even, it wasn't even legal yet. And I was like, holy, they just don't care. So I was already intrigued. And then when we actually went up there, well, you can just imagine. We had a lot of fun, me and my buddies. Just a little bit over the line, but we still had some fun. and we ended up rolling people down a hill in a garbage can for money. And the reaction of the crowd sounded like a concert. That's when I thought we were going to get kicked out. We were just drunken train wrecks, but it was so fun. And then we did the truck series, and that's a NASCAR thing that comes to Mosport. And I mean, just wait till Nathan comes on and talks about that. That's him. That's his thing, is that weekend. And unfortunately, this weekend I'm going to in the 13th is not the truck series. As a matter of fact, the truck series is not coming this year. It's going to be the Canadian Pinty series, which is fine. They're very entertaining to watch. But this weekend we're watching the Superbikes, which was something me and my buddies always wanted to go watch. But I mean, we never thought we'd be camping there. But I mean, like in Ontario alone, trying to book an actual camping trip, good the fuck luck. There's nothing all summer long. There's absolutely nothing. Literally, like, you get one day. So fuck that. So we all hopped on the chance to finally get out and actually go camping. Like, I love camping. And I mean, camping on Mosport is just like an all-around party. I'm wondering though, because I know you're going to have to wear a mask if you leave your campsite, and I know there's going to be a bunch of headaches, but I'm still enthusiastic about how much fun we're going to have that weekend. Because no matter what happens at Mosport, you tell everybody, 'cause it's a great time, and like, you know, you have to reminisce about it. And at Mosport was probably the best jam session I ever had around a campfire playing guitar. Nathan and I played for four hours every night, destroying our hands. Nathan blowing his voice. I blew my voice. I can't sing in the first place, but Nathan made me, and blew my voice. That wasn't fun. But I am definitely excited for Mosport. I know probably be an episode of me telling you about it, giving a little review on Mosport during COVID. I'm excited though. I'm worried I'm getting my hopes up too high, and I'm going to be heartbroken by the end of it. But no matter what, I spent the money and I'm going. And I'm going with a bunch of friends, and it's a camping trip no matter what. And we get to see bikes go very fast around track. So racing and camping, two things I really do love, mixed into one weekend. I don't think I can go wrong with that at all. And yeah, Jesus Christ, I really feel like I got the notes on my computer, right? No more cue cards. I'm going to get the cue cards again. I just can't find them. But everything's on my thing, and I'm already on the second last thing. Another thing I want to do during August is decorate my beautiful office here for the podcast. That was one thing somebody said who actually watched the podcast. He said, buddy, there is nothing to look at. There's only your ugly mug, which is 100% true. So in my apartment, we have decorated the living room, and I have literally nothing to decorate this office with. I got like the wall right there. I hang something up there. I got the guitar in the corner. I got my charger, and I got this boom pole. That's about it. I am there. It's like I want to decorate this office, but more than anything is I really want to upgrade my recording equipment even more. I'm looking at the Rode Broadcaster mic, or Procaster mic, broadcasting mic. I think it's called the broadcasting mic. Been talking to a guy who actually used to work in radio, and he says it's a really good mic, and it's dynamic. You know, condensers are all fun and gravy, but they pick up every fucking echo. And this thing, you know, for podcasting, I really do want two dynamics more than anything. Just when I have guests on, because I can't shoot guests in this little office. I have to take it out to the living room. So I am buying that. And with that, I am buying the Rode boom arm. I've been hearing great things about those. So I am looking into buying just more equipment. The office will get decorated. I don't know what the hell I'm going to even decorate with. Like, I got a closet door and one random wall. Like, I don't know. like, I'll figure it out. What I really should do is soundproof this room a bit more because it's not even soundproofed yet. God, I'm lazy. I know I need to decorate this office, but just lazy. I literally just paused there like, what was I saying? But don't worry, I will decorate the office if you're watching this on YouTube. If not, then you're golden. You just listen to me talk. It's great. Sorry, you can listen to me drink water too. But the main thing, I saved this to the last because I want to talk about this. But I wanted you guys to listen to everything else I just ranted about before I talked about this. The main thing that's happening in August is Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. I'm not sure if it's Tyrone or Tyron. I forget. They were saying it two different ways in the last press conference. And, yeah. Jake Paul versus Tyrone Woodley. I don't even know. My opinion on it and everything. I will tell you right now, my opinion on this fight is that as much as I hate Jake Paul, man, I think he's gonna beat him. Now I think it'll last more than one round, but like Jake Paul is like getting into his prime where, like, you know, Woodley is like 39. He did UFC. He has done everything. You know, and he's lost his last 4 fights. I mean, I'm not saying that, like, he will, like, it's, like, a for sure thing Jake Paul is going to win. Like, it wasn't like Ben Askren. Like, everyone said Ben was going to beat him. But when I saw that highlight reel, there was no goddamn way he was going to freaking beat Jake Paul. The guy can't even swing a punch, man. I mean, even his body and everything. Oh, God. Right when he walked into the ring, I was like, oh, he's screwed. His stance alone, I'm like, oh, man, you're not Tyson Fury. You can't pull that shit off. Oh, it was so bad. And guess what? Can you guess what I'm going to say? Jake Paul one-punched Ben Askren. I mean, everybody knows that. In this fight, it won't be one punch. Tyron can probably take a punch better than Ben or Nate. So, out of all the fights that Jake Paul has, yes, this is like one. This will be his most challenging. But I will say that this will not be like the fight to prove that he's like boxing material. Jake Paul, get this through your thick fucking skull. I'm just going to say this straight up. Stop fighting old, washed up people and saying that you're a boxer. You're fucking not. This man literally had the chance to fight Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury, Tyson Fury's little brother, who is a champion, by the way, flew over from England to talk to Jake Paul. And what Jake Paul do? He fucking hid. They made a video saying, focus on your own fights. I need to focus on mine. Maybe down the road, you know, blah, 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 blah. That, like, to me, as a boxer, that was one of the biggest bitch, Jake Paul, you're a bitch for doing that. You literally hid from him. You hid. And then you make a video saying, worry about your own fights, bro. Bro, you like, fucking bitch. And then you fight, like, another old guy. Like, what is this, man? You had a chance to fight a champion, and that shit, I hope, will happen in the future. I mean, you did say on Twitter and in interviews that you would fight Tommy Fury, and yet here you are. And you could have even made a video confronting him, but instead, you hid. You fucking hid, man. It just drives me nuts how he did that. He had the chance to even talk to him, and he hid, and then makes a video saying, yeah, no. Like, shut up. He's saying his style's whack and shit. Bro, at least he's a champion. What you fucking, like, you're just, like beating up old people. Washed up old people. I mean, him and Logan are the worst for that. Like, man, like, and I saw on Instagram the other day, Lad Bibles, or whatever the hell that Instagram's called, Lad Bibles, said that Jake Paul is now in talks with McGregor's people for a fight. So that's just another guy who's now out of his prime that you're going to fight. I will say, though, McGregor would definitely be your biggest fight, bigger than this guy, honestly. I feel like even though he broke his ankle and, you know, hasn't been doing good the past few years, he can definitely fight and can definitely still swing a punch better than Woodley. So that would be a good one. But I mean, dude, stop saying you're a boxer and fighting old guys. Dead ass. I'm like, you're not. Fight someone. And you can sit there and people can sit there and say I'm a hater. I'm sitting from the side. I'm sitting there, I don't know anything about boxing. I'm sitting here as a fan of fighting in general, saying, bro, fight people your own age. And when you do and you win, then you'll gain my respect. If he fights Tommy Fury and wins, fuck it, man. You got my respect. You are a boxer. If you fight even Nate Diaz, you said you knock him out. I've never seen that guy get knocked out. He's the guy that will change your career. Nate Diaz. That guy's just can't get knocked out. Like, fucking can't get knocked out. He'll fucking bleed, like, down to his last blood cell before he even gets knocked out. But he will never get knocked out. And I think, like, if you're going to fight another, like, older, like, fucking fighter, fight Nate. Don't be saying in 3 years we won't be fighting the champ. No, you're fucking not. No, you're not. You're going to lose before then. Someone is going to definitely knock your lights out before then because you're just too goddamn cocky with everything you're doing. You frustrate me, Jake. You fucking frustrate me. But, I mean, like, just frustrates me. This kid does have the style and stuff, but he sits there and says, I'm looking for a challenge. And then he goes and fights another washed up or inexperienced fighter. Out of all three of your fights, all right, so you fought Anissa Gibb. Okay, so on our YouTube, that was your most even fight. You both probably had the same amount of training. And then you fought Nate Robinson, who had barely any experience fighting compared to you, and you knocked him out, and then that boosted your ego up. And then you fight Ben Askren, who's like a fucking wrestler, just looking for a paycheck. You fight him, and you give him his paycheck. Which, by the way, thank God, like, as much as I hate that this cunt is on Showcase or Showtime, wherever the hell it's called, like making what, like, pro box people like fight for their whole lives to get to that. He's on, like, he got onto that. At least it's better than Triller, bro. That last one, like your last fight versus Ben, that was a terrible night. Like, you should give everybody back their fucking money, because that was more of a concert than a fucking fight night. Like every person who performed had like a half hour. I didn't get to bed till like 2 a.m. Just saying, man. I didn't like that. It was a terrible night, terrible boxing. Frank Mir was more entertaining than you. And fucking just a garbage night. I hope Triller really just learns from that, because that was garbage. The most, like, entertaining part was Pete Davidson. I don't even like him, but he made it very entertaining. And Jake's like, I don't want him in my stuff anymore. Why? Because he's spitting facts about you? I'm still laughing at the fact that the funniest part about this whole fight is that it's on a Sunday. What's with you and your brother? Like, you're like, you versus Gibb was on a Thursday. You get one Saturday, or yeah, you got 2 Saturday fights, but you know, one was the undercard to Mike Tyson, and then you get Ben Askren. And I think because of that fight, Showcase or Showtime's like, yeah, no, we're not giving you Saturday after that bullshit. Fuck it, man. You won't make us as much money as you think you will. Watch a Curb Your Meme thing come my way with that comment. Watch him make like world record things. Am I gonna watch it? Yeah, probably if I'm up, but I don't stay up on Sundays for stupidity. I stayed up for Logan versus Mayweather just because I wasn't tired. And Logan, that was just 5 or 8 rounds of Logan getting the shit kicked out of him. And Jake Paul Young, there goes your fucking career. Shut up, Jake. But the one thing I laugh with Logan is like he always says, when I get punched, I fight better. I watched that whole fight. Where did you start getting better? You didn't. You just kept getting punched. You got tired. Your arms started dropping. Like, the only person, okay, I'm going to say this again, the only person I can say that is Nate Diaz. I watch that man get fucking straight punched right on the button and just laugh and swing harder at people. You and Jake don't say that. You guys you guys have no right to say. You have never proven that you get better by the last. You're fucking Logan, especially garbage by the last round. And Jake Paul's fights on a Sunday. Damn. I'm not even that excited for this fight, to be honest with you. I'm not even excited for Jake Paul anymore. Kid just keeps on winning, and his ego's just going through the roof, and his paychecks are just getting bigger. It's just like, fuck. Call me jealous? I just don't have the heart and soul to be such a fucking douchebag like he is. But, Jesus. I would like to see him fight McGregor, though. Even though I've said before, like, you know, McGregor... I said in an old video that McGregor will never fight him because he's actually looking for real fighters. But after that last fucking loss, I think UFC's kind of like, yeah, we're going to cut our ties with you. And he's probably actually looking for a fight. So I think that'd be Jake Paul. If he's going to fight another older guy, yeah, that's his best bet. But if you ask me, fight someone your own fucking age and who's actually a boxer. And Logan Paul... Same goes for you. Don't try to fight fucking Mike Tyson. Fight someone your own age. You know what, Jake Paul? Fight KSI. You know, I if you fight KSI, I will pay and watch that fight. That's the fight I always want to watch. You versus him. And it never will happen, probably. Unless KSI can somehow figure it out. But, I mean, your ego, it just will not happen. Oh, boy. Jesus Christ. How do I don't know. How do I do it? How do I just sit here? I've been talking for 43 minutes. Well, that's before I edit it, so probably will be less than that, actually. So I did leave the room to grab my water. But, yes, welcome to August. I am trying to set up another interview as we speak to have in August, and me and B. Warrens should have a few episodes coming out this month, hopefully. But just so you know, I'm in full force for this, and one day you will see a new pole and a new mic. And I haven't even been able to use my new Zoom recorder yet, but we will get there. Just be patient. A lot more videos to come. I'm ending it right here. It's getting hot in this room. That's the shittiest part. Man, like recording in hot rooms, no AC in this place. You just sit here and sweat. You can probably see the sweat through the goddamn camera. But that will do it for this week's episode of the Honestly Lazy Podcast. This was kind of just like a random one, I guess. Just me talking about the future, new projects, talk about Jake Paul versus Woodley. I wish there was more fights I was looking forward to. I haven't looked at UFC yet, but for right now, like that's the only one I really know about. But I hope there's some UFC fights that will be good. But yes, if you made it all the way here, then you should really like and subscribe to the channel because there's a lot more to come. And it would be great for you to be along for it. And if you're listening on Spotify, I guess follow me on Spotify. I don't know if that's a thing. But there will be more and more episodes. I'm not sure when I'll hit 50. I'm near 25, but I don't know. I'm not even 100% if I'm going to do those milestones or not. Like 50th episode live stream. I'll probably just be live streaming a bunch at that point anyways. But yes, for the future... follow me on Instagram, because that's where I'll post all these updates about live streaming, new equipment, pretty much everything that you need to know. It'll be at BoyStick. Follow me on Twitter at BoyStick Channel. Stay patient. Follow me on social medias just so you stay up to date with me, because there's a lot more to come. I recommend Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. That's the more important one. But yes. Okay. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope this OBS thing really did work, because that's a lot easier than cutting the audio or cutting the video and then restarting. I wonder how fun this would be to edit in Premiere. But all right. Until next week. It's been good talking to you. Leave comments, leave feedback. I love hearing feedback about the podcast. Even equipment recommendations or topics you want me to talk about. Anything. Ask me a question. I'll answer it on the podcast or in the live stream. Whatever. Just stay close to the podcast, and when updates happen, you will know. All right, I'm going to go. I got stuff to do. The podcast is fun, but real life stuff sucks. But I will see you next time. And it's your boy Stick, and I'm out of here. Bye. See you, everybody.